Welcome to the NFL Week 11 podcast. I got Al above me, Andy to the corner, Danny to the side. Before we do anything, let's drink some beer. Cheers.
Cheers.
Who's ready to chug some beers and make some bad gambling picks? Welcome to ChuggieBets. It's good every time.
I never win.
No, I only had a halfer, and this is the only beer I got left.
I got you.
guys
So nobody tell Matt to chug if you win your chuggy bet. Nobody tell Matt to chug.
I will. I'll be just sober the whole time. I'll drink water. Last week we had a solid week in general. Let's go to the standings for week 10. I had, Andy 3-1, not bad. And he won his chuggy bet, 5-5, not bad. I have myself 3-2, winning the chuggy bet, which is great. But the winner of the week, clearly, Al, 4-0, and he won his chuggy bet. So, Al, going into that, what did you learn this week in the NFL?
Not keep me down. I learned I'm really fucking good at making NFL picks. Sorry for the children listening.
That's eight chuggy bets in a row, which is incredible.
It really
is. Incredible. I'm not going to start tailing them. I want the streak to continue.
You're just going to lose a lot of. You're just going to lose a lot of money if you're trying to wait for me to fall off here. I learned that the Detroit Lions went 28 straight road games without a victory until Sunday. After being down 14, that was a great game.
Hell yeah,
it was a great game. Justin Fields is so good, man. I talked so much shit about him earlier this season when they couldn't do anything. All of a sudden, they get him a wide receiver and start blocking it. And let him run around, and he's good again.
How to realize this, but mostly because my team did not win games. But all it takes is like one win, and then you're like, my team's going to win the Super Bowl. It's phenomenal. NFL's great product. You play 80 games or 160 games, you're like, there's no up and down. You're just like, well, this is what we are. But when you only play 16, 17 games, you're like, this is one. Now we're.
My team's never lost without the best quarterback in the league. So.
Yeah. Exactly. What else? You guys learn anything?
I learned something.
Oh, Danny, what did
go ahead, Danny.
Oh, I learned that Tom Brady's a vampire. So hear me out. It's not that he likes to bite and suck blood or anything like that. He's not that kind of vampire. But he does. He can only be out at night. All right. Tom Brady early in the season was having trouble. All of a sudden, daylight savings. It's starting to get dark earlier. Tom Brady playing great. Plays a game in Germany. It's dark there. When it's light here, he plays great in Germany. I'm telling you, Tom Brady, vampire.
Is that how vampires work? It just has to be dark somewhere.
It's dark where he was. It's dark where he was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dark.
So
it was nighttime there.
The only person that can beat Tom Brady is the sun?
Yes. Unlike Russell Wilson, he doesn't know how to drink enough water to avoid sunburn.
Okay.
So mine is similar. I have another first ballot, sure thing, Hall of Fame quarterback who has been pretty stinky lately, but maybe Aaron Rodgers still has a little bit of life left in him. 70% completion, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns. That is not a bad day, and they pulled out
What's
the win.
His record? What's his record when the sun's down, Andy? What's his record when the sun's out?
That's an excellent question. I couldn't tell you.
Wait. Is he also a vampire?
Do we have 12 vampires?
Are there 2 vampires? So wait, is Tom Brady like the Twilight glittery vampire, and like Aaron Rodgers is more like the traditional like older ugly vampire?
Whoa. Ugly. I think Aaron Rodgers is better looking than Tom Brady.
Hell yeah. I'm not going to stand for the slander again.
Whoa.
Tom Brady is the most overhyped handsome. Like, he's fine.
Wow.
Right? Like,
He bought that shit.
He did. Yes, he did. And it worked. Like, money works.
Literally, looks are not like it's a financial statement. It's I have money or I don't. Aaron Rodgers is not more handsome than Tom Brady. Look,
It's
Absolutely,
I will
Aaron
trash on
Rodgers.
Tom Brady all day, but he is not less handsome than Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to
Aaron
say
Rodgers.
this.
maybe you're looking at their rookie photos, Andy, not their current season photos.
No, go back and watch when Aaron Rodgers hosted Jeopardy last year. That
looked
man in the
great.
suit, he had the beard all trimmed up, like he was
I will
looking good.
never forgive the little lip goatee number did. The little
But-
just under the lip,
but-
Soul
little,
patch? The soul
like,
patch?
little, like little soul patch. Yeah,
Hmm.
never.
But think
Unforgivable.
about the thing. Tom Brady promoted FTX. Aaron Rodgers promoted Jeopardy. Aaron Rodgers is definitely more handsome. He makes more sound business decisions for sure.
I do
They're
think
both
if
probably
they're-
not vaccinated, judging by their politics. So
Yeah, I do think if they're both vampires, Tom Brady. I don't know if I'd consider him a light vampire, but definitely like something similar to that. I think Aaron Rodgers
he
is
sparkles. He
more
definitely
like
sparkles.
Aaron Rodgers is definitely more like a what we do in the shadows vampire. Like he's
That's a
smart, but
great
he's a
reference.
dipshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking for
That's a
Maybe
good
he's more
sparkle.
Interview with a Vampire. Maybe he's more Interview with a Vampire than
Yes.
than Twilight.
Scott.
because
Yes.
he's been in
Yes.
Perfect with
Yes.
Brad
Yes.
and Tom and
Tom
Christian Slater
Cruise,
because of the chiseled jaw. Yeah, I
Brad
agree.
All right.
Pitt,
Interview
and
with
Tom
the
Brady.
Maybe like 28-year-old Aaron Rodgers could have been Interview with a Vampire, but he's definitely not now. All right, he definitely looks like the vampire that's already gotten the sun hit on him a little bit, and he's starting to like. I don't. Aaron Rodgers now is not the same.
Aaron Rodgers is more handsome. I'm not going to
Aaron
argue.
Rodgers is
Agreed.
like the
High five,
Aaron
Matt.
Rodgers is the horror movie janitor who's like sweeping the floor and is like, back when I went to school here 60 years ago, that was
He's like a Harry Potter character who just
Family.
sweeps the floors. The Wizard of Oz.
yeah, in a moving
Oh,
picture. Yeah.
So I learned a lot this
Oh,
weekend.
that's
I learned that Colt McCoy still exists. Did you guys know Colt McCoy still exists in the NFL? And I also learned I don't want to watch the NFL West exist when Colt McCoy exists. I don't want to watch John Wofford from Wake Forest, God bless him, and Colt McCoy play ever again. It just ruined my Sunday.
John Wofford, Bishop Kenny alumni.
Jacksonville.
That dude went to the same high school as my wife, all my Jacksonville people. So yeah, not a very good quarterback.
Duval.
Not a guy you want playing on
I'm
Sunday.
willing to bet your wife could play quarterback.
Not a guy,
better
yeah,
than
not a guy you want playing on days. Oh.
No, my point is, I don't want to watch any of that.
Would you rather watch Colt McCoy or Sam Ellinger?
Good question. Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Colt McCoy. He's proven it. And you know, Colt McCoy's got the Chase Daniel treatment, right? Like he's been around forever. Everyone's comfortable with Colt
Yeah.
McCoy being there.
Ellinger wasn't good.
I don't
in
want
this
to
one
watch
game.
John. He sucked.
No.
He sucked, but yeah.
He
I
sucked
don't
so
wanna
much they put Matt Ryan back in.
Matt Ryan was good. Matt Ryan was
And
good.
he
He's
looked-
fine. He's
He
fine.
Nice.
looks like he. Speaking of quarterbacks that play great when the sun goes away, Matt Ryan.
What kind of
There might be
vampire is
something
Matt
with
Ryan?
quarterbacks, lots of money, injecting themselves with baby blood or something. I don't know.
Can we talk about the most important part of the vampire conversation? Derek Carr tries to dress himself like a vampire. Matt Ryan beat the vampire out of him. He started crying. Eyeliner.
I know.
He went-
His makeup was running. His makeup was running.
Derek Carr went from like vampire to like The Cure.
He was a kid.
Derek Carr's not trying to
Oh.
dress like a vampire though. He's trying to dress like a youth pastor.
He
That's,
is.
there's
He
a lot of
definitely is.
crossover there, but
This is like
A
a less
gothy
fun
youth-
pivot here, but I hate that like when grown men like apologize for being emotional. He'd be like, oh, and like wipe his nose, and he's like, I'm sorry. It's like it's okay to be upset. I don't know.
I agree with you, Al. I agree.
No,
He
he-
doesn't need to apologize. He doesn't need to apologize.
He's inauthentic, dude. He was trying to get to like the horse tranquilizer statements and all that nonsense. He doesn't actually
But he-
care that he loves.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday broke his ass. Jeff,
Hold on.
he
Did you say he's inauthentic?
Inauthentic. Yes, I did.
No, I think he's an authentic guy. I think Derek Carr is an authentic guy. I think that's who he is. I think he's a Jesus loving, God fearing fucking weirdo.
It's not the religion. It's not the religious part I'm arguing with. I think he knows that team is bad and he had put on a performance.
I think he cares a lot about his team, man.
I get it, dude. I get that he cares. And I get that he cares. Davante Adams is there and he's super pissed. I actually don't think he has the capabilities to do anything against it. I think that team sucks.
They'd be better if Waller was the one catching these tight end outs instead of that white dude.
Yeah. Put yourself in this position. You wake up and you can't even get out of bed without like scream pain. So you go to like the doctor, they inject like baby fetuses into your knee so that you can walk. You go through like 6 hours of treatment so you can go practice for 2, and then you do 2 hours of
also, you're a born again
that.
Christian, so you don't agree with the baby fetuses.
Yeah, and you're hammering game film for the other like 5 hours of your consciousness, and you do that for 6 days, and then you go out there and 40-year-old Matt Ryan runs up for 39 yards. They mop the fucking floor with you, and you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I think Derek Carr was this close to quitting.
My theory on old ass Matt Ryan is different than my theory on Tom Brady, because Matt Ryan he just needed the week off, man. He's old. He needed a break. He needed the break. Matt Ryan can't play every week anymore, man. He's older than me. He needed a break. I can't go to work every day. Sometimes I need a break.
Mental health day, a me day.
He needed the mental health Sunday. Sam Ellinger gave it to him. He came back and he played well.
I'm going to assume that was the most you had in a season in that one carry. Because it was 39 yards. You tell me Matt Ryan's ever ran for 39 yards.
Andy, are you looking up what Matt Ryan's career rushing totals are? Because I saw the way you responded to that statement.
Include playoffs, because I think he had a long run in the first half of that Super Bowl that he lost to Tom Brady.
I'm clearly being sensational, but 39 yards has to be. I'm willing to guess that's his longest career run, single run.
I bet he very close to.
It could be his longest run. It could be his longest run.
How long did you guys say his run yesterday was?
39, I think.
39.
Guess how many rushing yards he has on the season?
39.
49.
Okay.
In 2013.
Haven't taken knees yet. They're not winning.
2009, his season rushing total was 49 yards.
Let's look up some things that happened in 2009. All right.
Oh yeah.
What?
Like
Obama was elected president, right?
I don't think my mind goes back before 2015.
While you're looking that up, Matt, I had you said you had the experience where you realized Colt McCoy was still in the league. I had the same experience watching the Dolphins and Jadveon Clowney. That is not a person that I've thought of in years.
Really? Every time we play the Bills, man, he's been on their team for a little while, and he's always hitting our quarterback.
Really?
The Bills? I thought he still played for the Texans or didn't play.
No, they gave him like $100 million to go to the Bills, and he's been hitting whoever the Dolphins been playing with our terrible offensive line. So he replaced Mario Williams. When Mario Williams stopped playing for the Bills, that's how long he's been playing for the Bills. It's been a long time. That's why you forgot about him.
Okay.
Yes, Mario Williams stopped playing for the Bills, and that was the big contract that came in and replaced him.
Oh, Danny, he plays for the Cleveland Browns, which is why I said I saw him during the Dolphins game.
Dude, who the fuck am I thinking of?
See, we all forgot that Jadveon Clowney.
No, him and Clowney were both on the Texans, and Mario Williams went to the Bills. Jadveon Clowney went to the Browns. I fucked that up. I fucked that up. Mario Williams went to the Bills.
Oh, Danny, I am never gonna trust a word you say ever.
You should trust this one.
They were both drafted in the first round by the Texans.
You should trust this
one.
Yeah,
they were.
Said Obama was elected in 2009. He was right.
Yeah.
2009. Barack Obama.
Pots and pans, baby. I remember
he got
being
that
at like Sandbar or something in Elizabeth Streets banging pots and pans, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "Oh, they elected a president back when I was young and could afford to not care about election." Oh. All right, so I think that's
Simpler
enough
times, right?
intro here. 15 minutes in. I think we want to talk about some possible playoff sleepers. So, does anyone have any AFC or NFC playoff sleepers that they like, that they want to shine a spotlight on here?
I mean, I don't know if it's San Francisco, right? I guess they're in the 7th seed. Let's say Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know if they'll continue their route that they've been playing on, but 4-6 in a weak division. Tampa Bay is kind of like vulnerable. I know it's scary. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say Tom Brady's done. I'm going to be that person. I know you can say I'm wrong. I'm going to be clearly wrong. Danny's right in his reaction.
Counting out touchdown Tom.
Okay. Touchdown Tom. I don't think Tampa Bay is very good, and I'm going to go with
What's
Atlanta.
funny is there's three different. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's a different. You can say what you were saying. I have a different team to talk about.
Oh, so yeah, I was just going to say there's 3 different NFC teams that are 4-6 right now. There's the Packers that are trending up, the Cardinals that are trending down, and the Falcons that are just chilling right in the middle. So
right, just chilling.
This could pull it out. I could see.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think the Bills are, they're in 3rd place in the AFC East. So
dark
can't be in 3rd place
for the playoffs.
Dark horse candidate playoffs. Buffalo Bills. They're 6-3. They're in 3rd place. If they're in 3rd place, you can't get a wild card.
Yeah,
you can.
Damn.
7.
You have 2 wild cards from the same division.
You could have the whole conference.
Yeah. Well, there's also there's 7 playoffs in each conference. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually really funny, Danny. Fuck, the Bills have shit the bed, huh? I know, obviously, but like honestly, they might not win that division.
Oh, I hope they don't.
Oh, they're not going to.
Andy,
they're not going to.
Do you have any?
Can I say the Dolphins?
They're in 1st.
The Dolphins have the 4th best record in the league. I don't think you can say that.
We have the most wins in the AFC.
We're behind Kansas
Tied, yeah.
City, I think.
No. Tied with wins. They've had a bye.
They did.
Yes.
Go ahead, Andy.
I don't really have one. I was going to say the Packers, but when I look at their schedule at 4-6, I mean, they can't afford to lose very many more games. And they've got the Titans, who can be tough. Then they're at the Eagles, which I know the Eagles lost tonight. Speaking of which, 72 Dolphins popping that champagne right now.
Oh, Marquette Morris is coming.
Oh,
champagne.
Yeah. Zonk. The Zonk is definitely drinking some not light beers. Some full flavor Budweisers.
And then Green Bay plays at the Bears, which the Bears have been looking better. They're at home to the Rams, which that they should win. And then they play on the road at the Dolphins and Minnesota. So I was going to say Green Bay, but with that schedule, I don't know that they can win enough.
Can I pick another 3rd place team in the Cowboys?
No, you cannot choose the Cowboys and the Bills.
Oh, damn.
You're playing this game wrong.
Danny loves him. Danny loves him. 6. Danny loves 6-3 sleepers.
Yeah.
So here's a fun one. The Jeff-led Indianapolis Colts sneakily sweeping up that win column at 4-5-1. The rails fall off this week, but I do that. It's a fun prospect.
Maybe not, man. Jonathan Taylor, better in the second half.
I really do like the Commanders, though. The Commanders beat the Eagles, so they're not so much a sleeper now that they knocked off the last winless team. Good team. If they stick,
who's the quarterback in that game? It's still Heineke. God damn, he's good.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, what I should say is, God damn, he's average.
Yes, that's all you need, baby. Just get Carson Wentz all the way the fuck out of here. Earmuffs. Sorry, all the way Well, I guess I did that backwards. But fuck Carson Wentz. I'm gonna go pee.
I love how you're picking a 5-5, like a 5-win team instead of a 6-win team. You're like, ooh, it's a huge sleeper. It's got one less win.
When one of the apps. I have way too many sports apps on my phone, but one of them sent out a push notification tonight before the game that said, Eagles playing the Commanders. At least we don't have to watch Carson Wentz. And I was like, what the hell? Like Carson Wentz out here just taking L's.
That's a sideswipe he didn't need to take.
Yeah, what did he do to this app? Like,
he's just trying to be a dude who throws the ball.
Like one of the 50 or 100 best in the world at it, and he's just got to take that. Oh.
Now, you remember a couple of years ago where he was like a fantasy darling. Everyone wanted Carson Wentz, and now he's a joke. It's sad. I feel bad for Carson.
Yeah, his first year with the Colts, everybody thought he was going to be great.
Yeah,
they had the receiver. I can never remember his name. Michael
Pittman.
Michael Pittman. Yeah, because he's a running back.
Let's throw it to the game. So thank you for entertaining us with our nonsense. Let's go to Thursday night. We got Tennessee going into Lambeau. Al, Danny, and myself a bunch of plays. Danny, why don't you start us off?
I'm starting off with the Vampire. I'm going to take Green Bay -3 because I think that this Vampire is going to beat Tennessee. That's it. I think they're going to win, and I'm only laying 3. So games tend to go more than 3 points on the spread. So,
Al, what you got?
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I like Tennessee +3. I think Tennessee is very capable of winning this game with or without Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah,
if Tannehill is playing, I like it a lot better. But even with the Malik Willis, I think this is one where they can cover. Yeah, I think the Packers.
Tannehill is one. People could talk shit about Tannehill all they want. One thing throughout his entire career, he's been tough as nails. He played last week hurt and 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, 94 rating. Dude's tough. Plays through injuries all the time. He's gonna play.
Yeah.
But I don't care. They're still going to lose.
What about either offense makes you feel good? Right?
Well, nothing
Derek
about the Packers offense makes me feel good, except Aaron Rodgers at night.
My point is, you should not care about either offense. Derrick Henry's cool, but take the under 42, baby. It's Thursday night. Everything's good. You think they're going to score 6 touchdowns? Maybe. But probably not. And hitting this under on a Thursday night, it's hit every time but once. That's Arizona's stupid ass bringing Hopkins back. Play the under 42. That's my.
He's led the league in targets since he's come back. By the way,
of course he has. He's been great.
It's not even close.
Yeah, the only
either.
good receiver on that team.
Yeah,
but it's 5 weeks and over 100 targets.
Yeah,
it's a ridiculous number.
Let's take it down to the A. Hey, Chicago is going to Atlanta. Andy, what do you got on this?
I'm taking the points with Chicago. I think these teams are trending in opposite directions. I think Justin Fields has kind of figured some stuff out. If they let him run a little bit, it can free up the rest of the game. They finally have a receiver. And I think the Falcons have been trending down. I've talked with them a lot. I've been on them almost every week, and I've been right almost every week. They were cover monsters to start the season, and now their last 4 games, they're 1-3, but the one win was an overtime win against the Panthers. So definitely trending down, and so I'll take the team that's trending up and take the points.
I agree.
Who is the receiver you say the Bears finally have?
Chase Claypool.
Claypool.
Yeah, they traded for him from Pittsburgh.
They traded second runner.
They gave up way too much for him, but it's still a good receiver to have.
Okay. I mean, I don't think he transforms that offense, but I do think Justin Fields looked a lot better the last 3 or 4 weeks than the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, the offense has totally changed, right? They're going to let him run. They're going to let him do Lamar Jackson shit, where he can run at his own will.
I don't think anybody thinks Claypool's going to Tyreek Hill this offense, but I think that letting Fields run is going to Lamar Jackson this offense, and having Chase Claypool on the outside helps a lot when you had nobody.
Darnell Mooney is not enough. Right? Yeah. You need someone counter Mooney.
Yeah,
I'm not even hitting. I think Mooney's good.
Yeah, but
I'm with Andy.
Claypool's better than Mooney. All right, Claypool can be a number one.
I love the Chicago. I love what Atlanta has done here. We've been big fans of Atlanta on this podcast, but Chicago's the right play here. +4. I get him +4. I'll take the Andy +3 in order to be fair here, and that's the play. Let's go to Baltimore, where the Panthers are coming in to face the Fighting Lamar Jacksons. Danny, what do you got?
Yeah, so on this one, I believe I am going to go over 43.5. Really, so PJ Walker, right? PJ Walker's hurt. Baker Mayfield had to come in, and he actually played pretty well when he came into this game. I think that he thought that he was just going to come into Carolina. I think sometimes sitting on the bench and watching somebody else just realize that you just need to hit DJ Moore. Showed him that how to run this offense a little bit better. He came in 14 to 20, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Cincinnati team. Granted, that was a little bit in garbage time, so maybe he was getting a lot of checkdowns there, but I still think it's going to build some confidence for him. And I think that's why they're going to be able to get the over here. I think that Baltimore is going to be able to put up some points in the first half like they always do and then blow it in the second half. So I don't really want to take Baltimore on the line, laying points. And I don't think that Carolina is necessarily going to cover. I don't really know how that's going to go. But I do think that Carolina is going to be able to score. And I think that Baltimore is going to be able to score in the first half. So I like the over 43.5. I like Baltimore to get 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Hey, so I proposed this before we started recording. Do you think Baker Mayfield thinks he's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson?
I do not think that he thinks that, but I like I said before we started recording, he's definitely a better pitchman, and I bet he thinks he's a better pitchman. But I don't think he thinks he's a better quarterback.
I think he does.
I think he thinks he's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I think Baker Mayfield has a confidence problem. I think if Baker Mayfield took the chip off his shoulder and took the confidence level down just one notch, I think he'd be as good as Gardner Minshew, who I think is a better quarterback back Jalen Hurts. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I love talking about Baker Mayfield.
First off, Baker Mayfield is definitely better than Gardner Minshew. He's definitely better than PJ Walker, who has been playing pretty well in his absence. But Baker Mayfield's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback in the league when healthy. He showed that in Cleveland when he was healthy.
Why was he a third string?
I can't tell you, man. I'm just telling you, he was that. He was that good in Cleveland when he was healthy, and then he played hurt through a season and lost his job.
You mean when he had two of the 3 best receivers in the league or whatever it was?
Playing through the best receiver in the league in Jarvis Landry, and then I don't know who the other ones you were talking about.
Odell Beckham Jr. was the 3rd best.
Oh, okay. Jarvis Landry was the first
any thoughts on this before we move on to the next game, Andy? You want to talk shit about Gardner Minshew, Baker Mayfield, PJ Walker? What do you got?
I think Baker Mayfield's got a little bit of short man syndrome. Now, full disclosure,
sure.
he's a full 5 inches taller than I am. But for an NFL quarterback, he's 6'1", right? Not the tallest.
There's not a chance in hell that man is actually 6'1".
That's according to the Google machine. That's the first thing that came up when I
NFL heights are pretty accurate from the combine.
But I just agree with Al about the chip on his shoulder. He's kind of a little too angry. He's got that little man, he's the one who'll fight anybody in the bar. I don't know if we have one of those in our friend group. I don't think so. A short dude who likes to fight people when he gets drunk. I don't think we have one of those. That doesn't exist in our friend group. No, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But
reminds me of a guy named College Golf.
College Golf deserved it.
Yeah, he did.
That's it. We can move on from there.
Okay.
But yeah, he's got that short man syndrome.
The next game, Cleveland at Buffalo. Cleveland +0.5, Buffalo -9.5. Danny and I are on opposite sides here. Danny, I want to hear you make the case for Buffalo here.
They're overreacting to Buffalo losing.
I mean, you realize Josh Allen's like pretty banged up though, right?
I mean, his elbow looked kind of sore, but like he was still throwing bullets.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he also like took a shot to the head, or like I don't know. He seems
He's
like
pretty
he's
damn
pretty
tough.
beat up.
He's pretty damn tough. He'll come back.
For me, taking the points with the bear. I feel like after having watched the Bills a few times, they're not good enough to consistently cover double-digit spreads. And granted, we're talking 9.5 here, not 10. But I just think plenty of room here for the Bills to get the W and not cover. And the Browns are good. They've got a great run defense or a great running game. Jacoby Brissett's looked great. Also, are we approaching Deshaun Watson time?
Matto, how good did the Browns look on Sunday when you were at the game?
They did, right? So I'm not going to try to disguise some words.
Granted, the Bills don't have as good of a quarterback as the Dolphins, but I just want to be very clear that team is nowhere near as good as the Dolphins. It was clear when we played.
There's a big drop off. Yeah, there's a big drop off between playing the best team in the league and playing like the fifth best team in the league.
Is that what we're doing? Okay, let's just play this.
That's what the Browns are going to be doing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're going to play the second or third best team in the AFC East. It's probably okay to assume they're going to be within 10 because we beat them by 19, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing here? It's like hyping up the Dolphins. But that Browns team looked like poop sandwich. Like the Dolphins score. We didn't punt. We did not punt once.
Did Byron Jones play?
No, he did not.
On that back.
Did X play?
Yeah.
He did, but he's still playing with the lingering injuries, right?
Yeah, he didn't look great, but
they still didn't. Pass rush looked good, but they still didn't.
I did pose a good question here. When is Deshaun Watson next week? The week after?
13.
13.
Week 13.
Not this week.
No, he's coming back the week after they play the Texans. It's the week after they play the Texans.
No, it's the week they play the Texans.
Oh, delicious drama.
I thought it was the week after.
Yeah.
I thought they had him skip the Texans. I thought they had him skip the Texans on purpose because that was going to be a weird number of suspension weeks or something.
I would pay for the Texans feed of that game. I would pay for it.
I'm reasonably sure
he's
coming back the week after.
I want to hear what's going on in Lovie Smith's headphone when that's going on. I want to hear. I wish I could get Lovie Smith's inner monologue. I know he wasn't there for all that, but maybe Bill O'Brien, wherever Bill O'Brien had monologue.
Lovie Smith's done a let's go to the next game. Lovie Smith.
Wait.
Pretty good job with a pretty bad team.
Before we go to the next game, I want everyone to take just a real quick, like 3 seconds. Where do you think Bill O'Brien is right now? I'm gonna say
like
he's working.
The ESPN writer.
He's
Bill
back at Penn State.
O'Brien, the former head coach of the Texans and Penn State and all that.
He's back at Penn State in my head.
He's outside.
For me, I'm thinking of Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, you're so bad at everything, Danny. You're the worst at everything. Andy, what were you saying?
I was going to say that he is outside of who's the Patriots coach?
Bill Belichick?
Yeah, he's outside Bill Belichick's house, the boombox over his head, playing music, begging Bill to take him back.
See, I'm picturing him like I'm picturing him like refinishing a boat on a beach in San Juanejo with like a button-down shirt that's not buttoned all the way and his belly's hanging out the bottom and sunburnt. Just the belly down here is sunburnt. Beer sitting on top of the boat. That's what he's doing right now.
I'm imagining person at Penn State University right now with the like skateboard T-shirt. He's like, "Hello, kids!" Like that meme. That's what he's doing right now. He's like, "Hello, kids." You know me. I'm Bill O'Brien. William Bryan.
Danny, what's Bill O'Reilly doing these days?
I don't know. Is that a writer for ESPN or is that a CNBC weirdo? Who am I thinking of? The writer for ESPN?
Bill Barnwell.
Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly. Yeah,
Bill Barnwell. Bill Barnwell or
who said
Bill
last week
Riley.
that the Dolphins should still consider Tom Brady this offseason. Like,
Not
get
me.
out of here, Bill.
We literally have the best quarterback in the league. Why would we consider anybody else?
And he's 30 years younger than Tom Brady. Like,
1,000 years younger because he's a
Okay.
vampire. He saw he saw the Hamburgs
Andy,
and the bird.
Tom Brady was around when democracy was invented.
and he's still here to watch it fall apart.
Tom Brady signed the Magna
Hey,
Carta.
look at that. Top of
All
it.
right.
All
I
right.
do have a pick on this game, the Commanders at the Texans. The Commanders just finished playing since we're recording this Monday night, so the lines are down. Who knows where they'll reopen? But before they pulled the lines down, it was the Texans getting 2.5, which puts it in that perfect teaser range. So I'm going to tease it up to 8.5. Again, if the line is drastically different when this reopens, then that changes things. But if it stays around 2.5 where it was before, I'll tease that up, and I'll give my other half of the teaser when we get to it in a little bit.
I think it's going to move after this win on the other side of 3, which will probably kill your teaser. But I think I might take the Texans on this because I feel like they've been underrated with a terrible quarterback. But honestly, Lovie Smith's done a good job with this bad team. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with. I think you could still be wrong. Like, it's not Lovie Smith's fault. The team is so shit. The team is shit. Like, I don't know how else to describe that. Like, it's not that team is not good. I got no. I don't.
If you gave me a bag full of dog shit and you said turn this into a 5-star meal, I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I'm bad at cooking.
And Lovie Smith can make some really mediocre dog shit, and it's good. It's good for dog shit.
If you gave him like this, he could make you a meal you would eat.
I'm just saying, most of their games that they're losing, they're like within a touchdown, man. And if you can keep, if you're keeping, I mean, yeah, they've only won one game, and they got a tie, but they've only won one game, right? But like they were in every they're only getting blown out like very rarely, and even when they're losing, it's always within 2 touchdowns. Like, how is this terrible team holding teams to with under 30 points every week? I just don't understand. I mean, I know why they can't score any points. It's Davis Mills, right? That's obvious. That's why Brandon Cooks wanted out.
Yeah, they're also at home.
Brandon Cooks
Washington's on a short week.
Brandon Cooks is not good enough to be demanding anything.
I can see why he thinks he was, though, because when he had one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time, he was a really good receiver, and now he's there and he doesn't, and he's not that good anymore. So.
Yeah,
I can see why he thinks he is my point.
This next game is actually really fun in terms of the range of spread that we've seen on it. So it's Eagles at Colts. I am laying 7.5 with the Eagles. Andy is taking the Colts plus 10. So that shows you how much this one's moved.
Yeah, I bet that earlier today.
Who's when?
You're gonna get a lower number on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's off the board right now because Philly just played, right? So
it's gonna dip under 7 after that loss, I think.
Yeah, so that number probably won't be available by the time anybody listens to this, but promise it was available.
If it does, I love it even more.
No, it'll be better. It'll be better, but I think you'll dip under 7 because they lost.
No, I'm taking the points with Indy.
Oh, I'm saying Al's the one
yeah,
winning. Okay, yeah, your plus 10's is gone. Your plus 10's gone.
Yeah,
I love it at plus 10.
So good job getting that at 10.
6.5.
I also feel like there's a good chance that bet loses for you, still, Andy. I think this is the nightmare. Yeah. Jeff Saturday.
It depends on how much time Matt Ryan has off between these 2 games.
Honeymoon comes to an end and he's going to shit the bed. Basically, the Colts are going to blow out. That's all I want to say.
They need to give Matt Ryan days off during the week. That needs to be their solution here. Give Matt Ryan days off during the week.
I'm pretty sure they do that.
Give him the Steve McNair treatment. No practice. No practice, just games.
Off. So he needs Sundays off so he can focus on his relationship with God and then get right and then come out and then he can run for 40 yards one time.
Is Matt Ryan publicly Christian like Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr?
I feel like
Is
if you're a
any
quarterback,
is any Christian is any famous celebrity who is Christian not like outwardly Christian? No, they all are. Yes.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm a
how
famous
would you know
celebrity.
if they're not outwardly like
Yeah.
Oh
if
shit.
they don't talk about it. All right, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, Jets, Pats, Danny and Matt. What do you guys?
I can't believe the Jets are getting points here, so I'm gonna take them. I just figured this. Actually, when I saw the 3.5, I thought I was laying the 3.5, and I was pretty excited to lay only 3.5. So I know what New England is going to do to my beloved Zach Wilson. I know what Bill Belichick does to bad quarterbacks. And I love Zach Wilson. I loved him at BYU, and I like him even though he wears those shitty colors.
Zach Wilson looks like a first his teacher's skirt.
I'd like to be that teacher.
He looks like me.
He looks a little rascal. He looks like a little rascal.
He does kind of look like the. He's just got a little rascal look to him.
No, literally looks like he's from like 1967. They're just like a shenanigan artist from the old days, from the olden times.
I'm on the Jets plus 3.5, and that one's for Joey. I'm picking it. Joey, we're on this together. We're winning this bet.
What the fuck does anyone think that Mac Jones or Zach Wilson's going to score more than 46 points? Honestly, like you guys like wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, we got good quarterbacks. No, they're terrible. They're going to score maybe a defensive touchdown, and I love under 46 points in this.
I like that. I like
under
that.
46.
Matt, good job of making a number sound unreachable. Like 42. Oh, that's not that much. But you're like, does anyone see these touchdowns? And I'm like, ooh, touchdowns.
It's a lot of
And
touchdowns.
That's 6.5 touchdowns. That's a lot.
Touchdowns for Zach Wilson to score. Look, they're probably Sauce Gardner may get a pick six. Jack Jones for New England may get a pick six. That's going to be their best offense. I don't see this game going very well offensively at all. I think you got to hit the under here. Under 46. 46 seems like a huge number here. So hit the
Sauce Gardner's the new guy, right? He's the new Xavier Howard who replaced whoever the guy that Xavier Howard replaced.
He hasn't given up a 20-yard catch since third grade recess.
I love Sauce.
I did it in third grade recess either.
Hey, timeout. Everyone rank your top three sauces.
Okay.
Sauces. Ooh. Wait.
Right,
this is going to be hard because like sauce is a very general category.
Yep.
All right, I got it.
I'll go first. Andy, we're going to rank our top three sauces in honor of Sauce Gardner.
Go ahead, Al. Start us off.
So number one with a bullet for me is shrimp sauce, which if you guys haven't had it, it's a Jack staple. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like
it's good. It's good.
I like shrimp
sweet,
sauce.
like
Shrimp
a
sauce
sweet sort of ranch sauce number deal. I'm going to say number two is just a spicy ranch, like jalapeno ranch. And number three, I'm going to go with chicken.
Okay, that's good sauce.
So Al went mayonnaise heavy.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go next. Here. My number one has got to be barbecue sauce. I love to smoke meat, and I don't always put barbecue sauce on my meat when it's done. But with ribs specifically, you got to put some barbecue sauce on it for glaze at the end. And if that smoking meat thing was about me giving blowjobs or something, then yes, I'd love to do that.
You do what you want with it.
It did make me tingle.
Have you ever given a blowjob with barbecue sauce?
Yeah, chef's kiss. So that's my number one. My number two sauce has got to be So look, man, I love sandwiches. All right, sandwiches is not complete without spicy mustard. It's not complete without spicy mustard. I love spicy mustard. The best spicy mustard that exists has a little bit of honey in it, and it's mostly Dijon. So it's a honey Dijon spicy mustard. Publix has a version of it that's freaking great, but there's all different ones that are good.
What's
So
your
it's
number
like
3?
kind of am I going too slow? Is that the problem here?
No, you're doing great, bud.
Polynesian sauce. It's so good.
It
How
kicks
can
in.
you not have a Chick-fil-A sauce in your top 3?
All right,
That's what
so
I'm
I'm going to go with hot sauce. I just love all of them. And you want to make
General
I'm a big
Hot
fan.
sauce.
Second is chimichurri sauce. Kicks ass.
Ooh, it's the winner.
Yeah, that's good.
It's real
Built by collection.
So
Third is
fresh.
just old school yellow mustard. I don't need anything fancy. Your French wine and your friggin' Dijon. Get the hell out of here. It's good for a 4th sauce, but it's not good for a top 3. Yellow mustard. That's it.
Love it.
I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna start with 3 and count up.
There you
Right? Build some suspense here. Number 3, buffalo sauce. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can add some spice if you want. You can have it mild if you're a pussy. But buffalo sauce, number 3. Number 2, blue cheese. Right? I dip my wings in it, but
Yeah.
I love blue cheese. I put blue cheese on everything. Number 1 is a restaurant, PDQ. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
Oh yeah,
We get the
PDQ
chicken
is good.
strips. They have a sauce that is buffalo sauce mixed with blue cheese, and it's amazing.
It is good.
Oh.
That's number 1.
Blue
Buffalo
is
sauce
literally-
mixed with blue cheese.
So PDQ, fantastic tenders, sauce game week, except that one.
The buffalo blue. No, they're sriracha.
I'm not a sriracha fan. I don't like.
Isn't Tim Tebow like their CEO? Doesn't Tim Tebow own a bunch of PDQs? I'm pretty sure he does.
I thought that was Zaxby's or something.
Tim Tebow was joining the Saudi Football League.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing for football what they did for Live Golf. Yeah,
Amazing.
Tebow was their first signing.
Of course.
I don't
Tim
need
Tebow's
more
gonna-
football in my
yeah,
life. I don't need more football
Honestly,
in my life.
like,
If it's
everyone-
the most Christian person you've ever met going to play in Saudi Arabia, you don't think that that's at least a little bit
Yeah.
interesting?
it's at least funny.
That's very
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
hilarious.
At least hilarious.
Is-
All right. Oh,
All
God.
right, so
This is
let's,
fun.
let's
cool.
go,
Doing good. Good job, guys.
let's go to the Superdome. What do you
Oh
say?
yeah, Rams Saints. We already did Eagles Colts. I'm not
Okay.
drunk.
I'm gonna lay the 3 points with the Saints. And guys, listen to me. Listen to me. Dennis Allen. I am with the ginger. We're done with it. We don't need to see it anymore. We're not gonna win with any more gingers. And he seems like a delight. The ginger seems delightful. And this is not a knock on red-haired people. I'm sorry. I want to take that back. But I'm going to call him only the ginger. Give me Taysom Hill. Give me Jameis Winston. Give me some fun in my life. I don't need it. I don't need to see him anymore. I'm laying 3 points, assuming we're going to have some fun this weekend. And that's it. That's not
I
really
love that take. I love that take. Taysom Hill or Jameis. Taysom Hill or Jameis makes New Orleans fun. The ginger
Yeah,
makes it
I'm
fun.
Maddie's,
getting bored with
Maddie's eating crab legs and W's.
No.
Honestly, Jameis is out there throwing touchdowns and interceptions. Those are the things we like to see when we play football.
Oh,
If you're rooting
hell
for
yeah.
offense, you want touchdowns. If you're rooting for defense, you want turnovers.
But the
The
point
worst play in football is
is,
an
like,
incomplete
I'm
pass.
so-
Give me a completion or an interception.
We want
Somebody
these balls
better
to be
catch that
caught.
fucking ball.
And honestly, this seems like a game where the Rams end up winning, and I'm going to eat shit. I've tried to fade my own brain all year long, and it's worked out really well. Where I'm like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Let's just bet it, and that's worked every time. But New Orleans has got to get better. That game against Pittsburgh was dreadful, and TJ Watt won the game.
Yeah.
Right? He was really good in the first 2 minutes, and that was done.
He's really good.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. Dude is great. But Dennis Allen just needs to be like, I can't have the red rifle doing it anymore. Let's just have some fun. Let's have some fun with it. And I think Jameis or Taysom will make it more fun. That's it. It's a
Does
real
anybody
bad-
else think the Red Rifle is actually very handsome?
Oh,
had
he
a,
is.
He's
He's
had a
great.
glow up, because he was not when he got drafted. He was a very average looking dude. He looks good now.
Yeah, he's had a $100 million contract. I don't know if you know this about
Is it
men,
the
Amy, but the reason men with gray hair are more handsome than men without gray hair is because we look like we have more money.
Oh, Andy Dalton's a good-looking guy, right? Like I have been trying to refrain from using his name, but if we're gonna, Andy Dalton's a good-looking guy. It's not in a bad way, right? But
I mean, he's not ugly, but like, no, I want nothing to do with it. He does not do anything to
top
my other
third of the
races.
league if we're ranking quarterback hotness. Top third of the league easily.
Really?
Easily.
Oh, wow. I don't think so.
Easily.
Have you seen Jimmy Garoppolo?
Damn.
You only got to get to
Andy,
you only get
Andy
to
got a
10
ginger
rounds.
finish. Andy got a ginger
you can't say
finish.
Jimmy Garoppolo is bad looking, Andy. I will not stand.
I didn't say he's bad looking. I said he's too pretty. I might as well date a woman if
So-
I'm going to date Jimmy G.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the good-looking men, isn't it? That's why I like. Anyway,
Okay, let's go to the next game.
next game. So I don't think anybody has a real play on Detroit, New York, but I do have something to say about this game because I'll be on a couple of player props when they don't come out till Friday, but I think Thursday or Friday they come out. But Giants, 2 player props I'm going to be looking at is rushing yards by both Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. I'm going to be looking at the overs of both of those. I don't usually like to bet overs on player props because the unders hit at a way higher clip because everybody likes to bet overs on player props and the unders are way more likely. But in this one, it's a Detroit game and their defense fucking sucks. So the overs are more likely to hit, and Daniel Jones is probably going to run. I think it's going to be set in like the 20s or low 30s. And
I actually feel like if you're talking about those 2 props, I think I like the Saquon Barkley one, but I think I would actually do under on Daniel Jones rushing and over on him passing because I think the Lions are going to focus on stopping the run, and they've done a decent job of wrangling mobile quarterbacks. And that's
he only
it.
needs
That's my
one
thought.
though. The thing is, for a long, like he can break long ones, and he only needs one to get that. So.
I was close to taking Lions plus 3.5 in this one, but I chickened out because I don't want to jinx them. And before their first 3-game winning streak in like 37 years.
Let me take you to Denver. We got Vegas coming into Denver. We got Derek Carr, so sad. But I don't think it's going to get better for him. Denver's defense is really, really good. And I think we're going to cook just enough for Russell Wilson to cover. Give me 2.5. I'm going to lay at 2.5 with Denver here. I just don't see any value in betting Oakland. Goddamn. Las Vegas at this point. I think McDaniels is kind of a dead man walking, unfortunately. Like for a coach that was newly hired,
He's just not a good head coach, man. He's a good offensive coordinator and not a good head coach. It's okay.
The most unfortunate part of that is if he does get fired, you know where he's going? Back to New England. Where they'll actually have an offensive coordinator, and that's not good for us.
Yeah, I don't want to hear
the old Detroit defensive coordinator, whatever.
So my thought here is you got to take Denver. If you're going to take a side on this, you got to take Denver and lay the 2.5. I don't like laying points in the NFL. I'd rather take points, but it seems like an easy play here.
Davante Adams over on receptions.
He's hurt, buddy.
No, he's playing.
Let's go. We got into the 4:00 window. Let's take it to 4:25. We got an AFC North, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I got 2 different sides here. I'm going to let Al start us off here. Al, what do you got?
Davante Adams had 9 catches and 123 yards against the Colts.
Davante Adams?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think you said Javonte Adams.
You guys there?
Davante Adams.
I was thinking the Denver running back.
No. Davante Adams. Yeah, over on catches is what I was thinking.
He kicked ass last week.
Yeah, he's had 10 catches and 9 catches his last 2 weeks. He's going to continue that streak. That's my idea. All right. Go on. I wasn't wrong about one.
Al, what do you got? Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. All right, Danny, what do you got on Cincinnati, Pittsburgh?
I think Pittsburgh coach is really good, so I'm going to take the +5. I really don't have much more than that. Honestly, I was looking at the one of the things I do before I place any of my bets is I go on the Action Network and I look at the Pro Report, and it gives you like a a pick on like whether they're sharp action, big money, pro systems, whether the experts are giving picks, and I had 3 of the 5 were blue of their little items were blue on Pittsburgh. That's why I went for the +5.
Hey Al, are you there, buddy?
Al, you there? All right, Al's internet is trash, but he's on Cincinnati -4.5. And I'm guessing the reason Al's on -4.5. Please interrupt me at any time if you can hear us, Al. I'm guessing.
Yes.
All right, I can hear you. Go.
Why are you betting Cincinnati?
Bengals -4.5 because they're the much better team, and also,
well, that's true.
This is a good chance for the Bengals in number 6 before they enter a brutal. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Bengals, they're gonna get win number 6 here against the Steelers, and then they have an absolutely brutal stretch to end the season. At Tennessee versus Kansas City versus Cleveland, at Tampa Bay, at New England versus Buffalo, and versus Baltimore. So, like I said, they're going to 7-win team, but they're going to get win number 6 this week.
They need it. They need that win, huh? All right.
Oh, they do. The Steelers need it as well because they need win number 4. The Steelers are going to keep their playoff.
Yeah,
they're not going to make the playoffs.
Let's go to the final game of the 4 o'clock window. We got Dallas going into Minnesota. Al and I are on the same side. Al, what you got on Dallas, Minnesota?
Yeah, the Vikings covered against the Bills, and the Cowboys did not cover against the Packers. The Vikings are absolute fucking frauds. I cannot believe they're 8-1. They're the luckiest fucking dog shit team I've ever fucking watched. I hate them so much. Kirk Cousins doesn't have that 3:30 witching hour window to help him this week with a 4 o'clock kickoff, so he can eat shit, and they're going to take a big fat fucking L, and the Cowboys are.
Well, without the emotion that Al had, I think Minnesota's going to let them swallow their own shit a little too much this week, right? Everyone's been talking about Minnesota being frauds. They won this game over and talking about Minnesota not being frauds. Additionally, I think Dallas is really good. That game in Green Bay was a weird one. The way the game ended was super weird. But I think the play here is you got to take Dallas, lay the 1.5. It's weird that Dallas is even a favorite on the road in this game, so it makes me feel taking the 1.5 either way. But I think Dallas is the better team, and I also think, to all of Al's points, Kirk Cousins going to be playing at 4 o'clock, and Kirk Cousins has to go to sleep at 4:30, or he has to wear chains. I don't know. He's got to not play football at 4:30.
It's literally the whole reason I'm on this bet at Dallas -1 is because Kirk Cousins is not playing. He can't play when it's dark out. He's the opposite of a vampire.
He's a daywalker.
So when I looked at this earlier, it was at +2, Minnesota +2, and it's moving hard the other direction. So by the time this comes out, it'll probably be out of the teaser range. But if it's in there, I like teasing this one up to +7.5 or +8 to pair with my Houston teaser. And this is another one where I actually might like kind of going for that middle of laying the one with Dallas and taking the teaser and hoping it stays close. I've done a couple of those lately. Last night was beautiful. I teased San Francisco down to -1.5, and I took actually way too much money on the Chargers plus the 7.5 and hit that sweet spot. So it's a lot of fun.
Delightful. All right, so we will do the Sunday night and Monday night on TikTok. So come over to TikTok at ChuggieBets. It's a great place if you guys want to hang out and learn about how much we've lost gambling. But before we go away,
lay the points with the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Is that your Chuggy bets? You're doing a double Chuggy bet?
No, I'm just telling people I'm breaking the rules. I'm giving them out here before we go to the TikTok.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's weird that the Chargers playing back-to-backs.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. You can give out all the details on the TikTok. I'm just giving the pick now. My pick. My pick that everybody should probably fade.
Oh no, there's an interesting place on Monday night between Al and Andy, so we can discuss that further. But come for the TikTok, we'd love you. We'd love it when you subscribe there. But let's do our Chuggy bets. Andy, what you got for your Chuggy bet?
I think my only option is Chicago +3 because I think all the other numbers I gave out will be gone by the time we release this. So I'm going to go with Chicago +3.
All right, Al, what you got?
Yeah, I've been sitting here thinking about which one of these plays I like the best, and I think it's Dallas -1.
I like
So
it
yeah,
too.
go Dallas
For
-1.
anybody-
I'm gonna be.
For anybody who's
Yeah, I was
listening on podcast form and not watching the video, Al just delivered that entire thing with his eyes closed. He was like really like channeling some like deep
I was
inner
looking
spirit.
down at my picks
Oh,
here,
are
so
you?
my eyes were
Okay.
downward facing, because I'm
Gotcha.
To be
also.
fair, I've watched Al fall asleep and eat a pizza at the same time at a bar. So Al's eyes being closed do not hinder him from doing things that are important.
Correct. So one, I haven't given on a chug. So Andy, go ahead and chug a beer for doubting my
Sure.
ever all-powerful
I-
being.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I
It's
wasn't
okay.
hating on it.
You're good. And then also I'm not gonna go get it because I didn't grab it out already, but I've got an Ice House Edge 24-ounce, 8% alcohol by volume riding on this one. So hopefully the Cowboys cover.
He's got the Ice House bet alive. I like it. Danny, what you got on the Chuggy bet?
So my favorite bets will not be on any of these that I have here. They're going to be live bets or the player props, which are not out yet. I'm deciding between the Panthers Ravens over the Bills -9.5 and the Jets +3.5. I think I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go with the Jets, and I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to do it.
You could parlay all three of them if you wanted.
Wow.
You bet, and what do I get?
Yeah.
For the long odds, what do I get?
Wait,
do I get like 5? Do I get like a whole week's like 7 weeks of Chuggy bets if I hit the 3-team parlay?
No, and we
have
don't.
we all
We
hit
don't
our
suggest
Chuggy
that
bets
anybody
in the
do
same
that.
week?
I don't think so.
Well,
I'll tell you what. I'll parlay the Jets +3.5 with the Bills -9.5 if I get to give 3 Chuggies.
No, I'm kidding. We shouldn't parlay that. We don't want to promote bad behavior.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to teach people to do parlays. Parlays are almost always a bad bet.
I want to promote good behavior. Take under 46 in the Jets Patriots. What high, especially past 24-21. It's bananas. It is my Chuggy bet. Doesn't make any sense. Under 46.
Between the two teams, they have half a quarterback on their roster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what?
And it's Bailey Zappi.
It's Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and he's not even playing. Yeah, Bailey's happy. Man,
All right,
I really like the unders Matt's on this week. Those are good.
Oh, I'm betting that under 46 too. I'm definitely gonna. I mean, speaking of not promoting bad behavior, I'm definitely parlaying the +3.5 with the under 46. That is gonna be a bet in my thing, and it's gonna hit, and I'm gonna be happy. Make money.
Talk about it next week.
We appreciate all your time tonight. There's Andy above us. There's Danny in the corner. This is Al. It's Matt. I'm going to tell you peace. And we'll see you next week. Good night, Joey.
Good night, Joey.
Night.